Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 8월 13일 화요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. Certain tunes are very exclusive in a way that they're not heard anymore but felt running in our veins. And it's the tune of the people, the tune that has given us hope and driven our spirit to overcome even the most horrible obstacles. It is our song, our legacy, and our identity. It is 아리랑. 역사를 잊은 민족에게 미래는 없다. 오는 8월 15일 광복절 서울역 고가도로를 공원으로 리모델링한 서울로 7017에서는요. 광복절 기념 평화 버스킹 행사가 열린다고 합니다. 미스뚜라, 포도아저씨 등 5개 팀이 참여해서 평화의 메시지를 담은 곡을 선보인다고 하는데요. 특히 광복절 날짜와 숫자가 같은 오후 8시 15분이 되면 관객들과 함께하는 평화의 아리랑 합창이 울려 퍼질 예정이라고 합니다. 8월 15일 8시 15분 청취자 여러분 기억해 주시기 바랍니다. Now, there can be many reasons to listen to this song, but at the same time, there shouldn't be a reason not to listen to it. And with that in mind, let me give you today's quiz question for the first hour. 자, 퀴즈입니다. When many people sing together at the same time, we can say they are singing in this. 1번, they are singing in unison. 2번, they are singing in unicorn. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Okay, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
Hong Kong International Airport canceled all departures on Monday after thousands of protesters flooded the travel hub.
범죄인 인도 법안에 반대하는 홍콩 시위대가 홍콩 국제공항을 점령해 여객기 운항이 전면 중단됐습니다.
The government has announced it will remove Japan from its list of trusted trading partners.
정부가 백색 국가 명단에서 일본을 제외한다고 공식 발표했습니다.
2 Korean tourists have been found dead at Kraka National Park in Croatia.
크로아티아 크르카 국립공원에서 한국인 관광객 2명이 숨진 채 발견됐습니다.
Typhoon Lakima made landfall in eastern China on Monday, wreaking havoc and killing dozens as it moved northwards.
제9호 태풍 레끼마가 중국 동부 지역에 상륙한 뒤 해안가를 따라 북상하면서 피해가 속출하고 있습니다.
Fears of a return to populism in Argentina have intensified after the opposition candidate won nationwide primary polls.
아르헨티나에서 좌파 포퓰리즘 정권이 다시 득세할 것이라는 전망이 나오고 있습니다.
More than 10,000 firearms have been voluntarily returned in New Zealand following the Christchurch mosque shootings in March.
지난 3월 크라이스트처치 총기 난사 참극을 겪은 뉴질랜드에서 10,000정이 넘는 불법 총기가 자진 반납됐습니다. And for the headlines and more, I'm joined by Walter 선생님. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Always nice to be back here on a Tuesday morning. And I'll say to all of our listeners and any viewers out there, a very affable good morning.
Why so?
Well, it just seems a good synonym for hearty. Affable,
Wonderful.
A-F-F-A-B-L-E.
Yes,
Affable.
indeed. Well, wherever you're tuning in from this morning, I hope you're safe and well. It is still looking quite foggy and hazy outside, although it's not raining quite as much as yesterday.
That's very, very true. And I think we're sort of caught in the middle between a couple of weather systems that are going around. And I'm sure we'll talk more about that later. But it's not exactly the weather I would expect for this time of year.
네. 아울러 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 방송통신발전 기본법 제40조 재난방송과 관련하여 2019년 8월 12일 11시 방송, 11시를 기해서 안내 방송 드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 10시. 다시 안내 방송 드리도록 하겠습니다. 2019년 8월 13일 10시 서울특별시 양평군, 광주시, 여주시, 안성시, 이천시, 용인시, 하남시, 의왕시, 오산시, 남양주시, 구리시, 가평군, 고양시, 수원시, 성남시, 밀양시, 함안군, 창녕군, 합천군, 사천시, 전주시, 완주군, 임실군, 익산시 지역에 폭염경보가 발효됐습니다. 해당 지역 주민들께서는 부모님께 안부 전하여 주시기 바랍니다. 한낮에 야외 활동을 자제해 주시기 바랍니다. 또 물을 자주 섭취하고 카페인 음료는 삼가해 주시기 바랍니다. 장시간 냉방을 할 경우 반드시 자주 환기를 시켜 주십시오. 위급한 상황이 발생할 경우나 도움이 필요하신 경우에는 119에 바로 연락해 주시기 바랍니다. 이상 행정안전부에서 알려드렸습니다.
Sort of exactly my point. We're seeing rains, we're seeing heat advisories and heat warnings still at this time of year, so let's hope that it passes soon and we can get into that beautiful autumn Korean weather.
Right, and I apologize for the rough start at the beginning there because this has just come in as we speak. Okay, let's go over the headlines.
Headline number 1. Hong Kong International Airport canceled all departures on Monday after thousands of protesters flooded the travel hub.
범죄인 인도 법안에 반대하는 홍콩 시위대가 홍콩 국제공항을 점령해 여객기 운항이 전면 중단됐습니다.
So there were maybe a couple of exceptions to that cancellation. In making the announcement of the closing of the airport, the authorities there did say that other than departure flights that at the time had already completed the check-in process and any arrival flights that were already heading to Hong Kong again at that time, all other flights indeed had been canceled for the rest of that day. They had originally expected the services there to begin, I believe, at 9 a.m. Hong Kong time. That was later then pushed up, I believe, to 7 a.m. Hong Kong time.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.,
Hong
thank
Kong
you.
time, which is 7 a.m. Korea time. Yes, indeed. So right now it's 8:07 here in Seoul. That means it must be 7:07 over in Hong Kong. Flights should have resumed by now, but as you said, that does not mean that people did not experience discomfort and inconvenience last night because thousands of people, I'm sure, were stranded.
Exactly right. I mean, of course, you have to take into consideration the likely literally thousands of people who were there to use the services of the airport, in addition to the likely, again, thousands of protesters who were there. And we did touch upon that yesterday. There was a lot of footage going around of those demonstrators and or protesters in the airport singing one of the main songs from Les Mis.
Right, and there was a sit-in protest, as we also touched upon briefly yesterday. That had been going on for several days, and the people had actually been occupying a major part of the arrivals terminal at Hong Kong International Airport. And eventually the airport said, we cannot continue with normal operations.
Well, that's exactly right. And it was not only the terminal, as you so rightly mentioned, but also the roads to the airport were congested because, of course, there was nowhere for people to go when they got to the airport. The parking lots, of course, were overflowing as well. So there was really a breakdown in a lot of the systems there, which, of course, led to the eventual closing of the airport.
네, 그렇습니다. 수천 명의 시위대가 공항에 들어가서 이제 연좌 시위를 벌였습니다. 그래서 어제 오후 5시를 기해서 공항 측에서는 이제 그 출국하는 모든 비행이 일단은 잠정 중단된다 이런 얘기를 했습니다. 출국뿐만 아니라 사실은 입국도 거의 불가능한 상태였습니다만 어제 밤 9시를 기해서 아침 6시부터는 여객기 운항이 재개된다 이런 발표가 있었습니다. 우리 시간으로는 이제 아침 7시가 되겠죠.
And there have been a few sort of new developments arising from that situation there. One of them, I think, that is extremely notable is China's response to it. In some of the strongest language yet to come out of China, we have heard the first mention of the T word, that being terrorism. A spokesperson there saying that the actions of the demonstrators and protesters are showing the first signs of terrorism emerging. We've also heard reports there from local media that suspected undercover police officers had been dressing up as protesters to make surprise arrests. And we've also seen Cathay Pacific warning its staff telegraphed that they would be fired if they support or participate in any illegal protests.
그렇군요. 중국 정부의 경우는 무력 개입 가능성을 시사했고요. 말씀해 주신 대로 더 이상 시위에 참여하지 마라 하는 압력이 여기저기에서 들려오고 있는 것 같습니다. The airport there in Hong Kong, I've used it several times, connects about 220 cities around the world, and it's the first time in 95 years, they say, that it had to close because of any sort of riot.
Yeah, certainly then I think that speaks to the significance of it. As the headline mentioned, it is certainly a transportation hub, as you say, connecting over 200 cities worldwide.
네, 그렇습니다. Let's go on to headline number 2.
The government has announced it will remove Japan from its list of trusted trading partners.
정부가 백색 국가 명단에서 일본을 제외한다고 공식 발표했습니다.
So the announcement of this, I believe, came yesterday, or at least the decision came yesterday. We're hearing more and more about it today as the news is breaking. Essentially, what is happening here is that Korea is taking its current system that has 2 categories, and it is devising now 3 categories. So its first category, as I understand, is being split into 2 separate categories within that original category.
Right. So it was ka and na. What is it now?
Now it remains ga and na as
Okay.
the 2 main categories. However, ga has been split into 2, so there is something referred to as ga-1 and ga-2, with Japan being placed into that latter of the ga categories.
네, 백색 국가인 가 항목을 이제 가 지역을 세분화해서요. 가의 1, 가의 2 이렇게 나눈 것입니다. And in ga-2, there's only Japan, right?
Currently, that is the case. Yes, this is, of course, a brand newly created category, but you are right in saying that Japan is the only country in that category as of now. However, that does not necessarily need to be the case. It has been said by officials that other countries could be added to that category later. Essentially, that category is for countries who do subscribe to some of the major trade agreements around the world. However, those countries in that category are said not to follow international norms, despite being a party to those 4 agreements.
And by being in that category, it's going to be a little bit more difficult now for Japan to export goods to Korea.
It will indeed be. So currently what is needed to be done in that case is that there needs to be 3 documents that are completed. And once those 3 documents are completed, the approval process is said to take about 5 days. That was the quote-unquote old system.
Yep.
Under the new system, as you said, things will be a bit more challenging as there will now have to be 5 documents submitted, and that approval process could take now up to 15 days or triple the amount of time that it had previously.
네, 기존에 이제 가에 있었을 때에 비해서 가의 1, 가의 2 이렇게 나눠서 가의 2에 해당되는 일본은요. 이제 제출해야 되는 서류도 좀 더 많아지고요. 그 다음에는 심사 기간도 늘어납니다.
Yes, indeed. So we've heard the announcement over the last couple of days, but there will be a period of time where public opinion is collected for 20 days, and then if things move ahead, the new category will become official after that 20-day collection period.
Now, the government has officially said that this is just a routine sort of update of its list, but of course it comes at a time when just days ago, Japan did something very similar.
Yes, indeed, the government has made such an announcement, but a lot of media outlets, both here in Korea and outside of Korea, have been calling it a tit-for-tat maneuver.
Okay, let's leave that story there and go on to our next one.
Headline number 3. 2 Korean tourists have been found dead at Kraka National Park in Croatia.
크로아티아 크르카 국립공원에서 한국인 관광객 2명이 숨진 채 발견됐습니다.
Yes, indeed, some tragic news coming out of Croatia here. The 2 Koreans in question are thought to be a father and daughter. The body of the man found here is thought to be in his 50s, while the woman here is thought to be in her 20s. They were discovered some 50 meters from a wooden bridge in that Kraka National Park on the Kraka River, and they were discovered by a French tourist there as well. The Korean embassy in Croatia has confirmed the 2 victims were indeed Korean citizens, and the news has been delivered to their bereaved families. And now, of course, Korean authorities are requesting that local police conduct an investigation.
Right, I believe the bodies were found several days ago, but it took time for them to identify the nationality, and as you said, and many of the details that you've just mentioned. So it has taken a bit of time for that to take place.
Yes, I do believe that they were discovered about 3:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, and of course now there has been some time needed to go through the various procedures. We actually reported, I think, on our program here some time ago about the 6 Korean police officers who have been dispatched to Croatia.
Right.
So of course they are now getting involved. That was at the first time sort of just a tourism dispatch, but of course now it's being a bit more serious than that.
And do we know anything about the cause of death?
Well, I haven't seen anything as to the cause of death here in my reports. However, the Korean embassy in Croatia will, of course, continue to provide the necessary assistance and to cooperate with local agencies there to look into the situation as well as to provide services for the bereaved families.
네, 외교부에 따르면 부녀 관계인 것으로 추정이 되는 한국인 50대 남성 1명 그리고 20대 여성 1명의 시신이 발견됐다고 합니다. 현지 시간 10일 발견이 됐는데요. 그동안 이제 사망자의 국적 등을 확인하느라고 시간이 좀 걸렸다고 하고 이제 가족에게 통보가 됐다고 합니다. 외교부는 또한 이제 크로아티아 경찰이 현지에서 부검을 통해 사망 원인을 파악할 예정이라고 밝혔습니다. Let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 4, Typhoon Lakima made landfall in eastern China on Monday, wreaking havoc and killing dozens as it moved northwards.
제9호 태풍 레끼마가 중국 동부 지역에 상륙한 뒤 해안가를 따라 북상하면서 피해가 속출했습니다.
So according to the reports that I've seen, the typhoon has left at least 44 people dead, with more than 1 million people evacuated and over 2.7 million homes left without electricity. At its peak, the typhoon was said to have winds of around 187 kilometers per hour. It is also, I think, noteworthy to mention that it has since dissipated.
네, 그렇습니다. 이재민만 해도 160만 명 이상이 발생한 것으로 밝혀졌고요. 말씀해 주신 대로 지금 사망자 수는 계속 집계 중입니다만 지금까지도 did you say 50?
44 was the number I had, yeah.
네, 44명 사망까지가 지금 보도가 된 바고요. 이 숫자는 계속해서 올라갈 수 있다라는 게 전문가들의 관측입니다. 농경지도 굉장히 많이 물에 잠기고 가옥도 수백 채가 피해를 보는 등 산둥 지역에서만 우리 돈으로 한 1조 원 상당의 피해가 났다고 합니다. 그런데 이제 레키마가 어제 밤 9시쯤 중국 칭다오 부근에서 소멸됐다고 하네요. 하지만 이제 제10호 태풍 크로사가 일본 오키나와 쪽에서 북상 중인데 간접 영향으로 레키마의 간접 영향으로 우리가 주말에 비가 많이 왔잖아요. 그런데 이제 앞으로 한 목, 금 정도에는 울릉도, 독도 부근에 또 역시나 간접 영향으로 비가 올 것으로 그렇게 예상이 됩니다. Let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 5. Fears of a return to populism in Argentina have intensified after the opposition candidate won nationwide primary polls.
아르헨티나의 좌파 포퓰리즘 정권이 다시 득세할 것이라는 전망이 나오고 있습니다.
So there had been somewhat of an expectation that the opposition candidate here, Mr. Alberto Fernandez, would win those primary polls, but what happened was Mr. Fernandez won by a larger than expected margin. According to the recent reports that I've seen, that is Mr. Fernandez, received about 47% of the votes. That compares to just slightly under 33% for the incumbent President Macri.
네, 그렇습니다. 아르헨티나에 이제 10월에 대선이 예정돼 있어요. 근데 그에 앞서서 예비선거가 며칠 전에 치러졌는데 현 대통령, 마크리 대통령이 이제 좌파연합 후보인 페르난데스 후보에게 큰 격차로 뒤진 것으로 이렇게 나타났습니다. 집계된 바에 따르면 사실 이제 개표 작업은 80% 이상이 진행이 됐는데요. 거의 확실시 됐다라고 볼 수 있을 것 같습니다. What more do we know about this?
Well, as I mentioned, they were expecting a better showing for the incumbent President Macri, who has been described as a more market-friendly alternative. In light of that not happening now, many investors are assuming the worst there with a sell-off in bonds and further currency volatility.
네, 주식시장에도 많은 영향을 미치고 있고요. And it's going to be a return to power on the left side for the first time in 4 years if everything goes as the primaries have shown in the October elections.
That is true. Again, there was expected to be a smaller margin of victory there. A minimum of 45% of the votes is required there to secure what's called an outright victory. Had no candidate received that amount, then there would have been a runoff, which was expected. That runoff would have taken place in November. However, that scenario is certainly looking less likely now.
네, 아르헨티나 대선 본선은요, 10월 27일 치러지고요. 지금 예비 투표 결과대로라면은 이제 4년 만에 다시 좌파로 회귀할 것이다. 이런 전망입니다. Let's go on to our final headline.
More than 10,000 firearms have been voluntarily returned in New Zealand following the Christchurch mosque shootings in March.
지난 3월 크라이스트처치 총기 난사 참극을 겪은 뉴질랜드에서 10,000정이 넘는 불법 총기가 자진 반납됐습니다.
So very quickly after those shootings there in Christchurch, in which tragically 51 people were killed, the government rushed through legislation to ban military-style weapons, including most automatic and semi-automatic weapons. That legislation passed by a margin of 119 to 1. There was one person voting against that. Since then, 10,242 firearms have been handed in to police as a part of that legislation, which does include a significant budget to buy back those firearms from the people. In addition, there have been 1,269 firearms handed in voluntarily under amnesty, meaning that police would ask no questions about those firearms.
Right. And it's called a gun buyback scheme, as you mentioned there, because the government does just that. They buy the guns and the people hand them in.
Yes, indeed, that is correct. At the time of passing that legislation, New Zealand had set aside a budget of some 150 million New Zealand dollars. I believe that's close to about 1,100억 won.
그렇군요. 총기를 자진 반납하면은요, 정부에서 일부 금액을 돈으로 돌려주는 이런 형식의 buyback 스킴이 진행 중입니다. 그래서 지금까지는 자진 반납한 총기가 10,000정이 넘는다고 합니다.
And that buyback scheme will continue until December 20th, after which point anyone found in possession of these banned weapons could be subject to 2 to 5 years in prison.
Okay, well, those are our headlines for this morning. Let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
Our quiz today: when many people sing together at the same time, we can say they are singing in blank. Would that be number 1, unison, or number 2, unicorn?
네, 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. Let's listen to a song. And this is Aqua with Cartoon Heroes.